Solar Integrated Roofing is transitioning into a nationwide solar conglomerate. In fact, SIRC is aggressively focused on becoming a single resource in solar, roofing, rechargeable batteries, electric vehicle charging as well. And with me is Troy Clymer, the COO of CIRC, and also Pablo Diaz, the president. So welcome back.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So since your last visit, I mean, you have had some updates, right? I mean, it was just a couple of months ago, but I know you guys have been busy. So probably want to share, and then Troy, you can chime in.
Sure. Yeah. The last time we were here, we were talking about all these new dynamic things that were happening at CIRC, and they've actually transitioned into reality projects that are really exciting, and we're going to discuss it in a little bit, and the revenue behind them even make it more compelling. So it's what we were theorizing is now on production.
Okay, you want to elaborate a little bit about that?
The most important thing we've accomplished since we saw you a quarter ago is we just completed our audit.
Okay.
So key thing for our uplisting strategy that we're doing. And then Pablo Diaz, my good friend here, is officially our president now. So those are two critical happenings that are helping to propel CIRC forward. The audit was a big thing for us to get done. We've done so many acquisitions, as you know, and so much growth. So getting through that audit of our fiscal year that ended 2/28/21 allows us to get ready to audit all the subsidiaries we've acquired since then, get ready to file our Form 10, because our goal is to be uplisted to NASDAQ as soon as we can get there.
Well, that was the thing. Like when we talked, there was a lot of acquisitions that had just happened. There was a lot of consolidation, centralizing of the company. I mean, so how does it look now compared to 6 months ago, would you say?
Well, it's the ecosystem that we discussed last time. It's really taken root, if you will. The centralization and I'll let Troy speak on that he's done with certain functions that the company needed, have allowed him, through his implementation, and his team has allowed us to really dig in at the subsidiary level. So as an example, the data represents what we've accomplished, $25.5 million in sales last quarter. Versus what we did last year, it's accelerated growth. Yeah,
no, it's been a huge year for the company.
It's been a lot of growth through accretive value, so it's so important that we translate that into organic growth. And so we're working very hard on that, and rounding out our senior leadership team, Dave Massey, our CEO and chairman, excellent. Me coming on, I'm just over 6 months deep into my role now. Pablo's been on deck as our president, going on about 2 months now. So you're starting to see a lot of synergy. We all work very well together, some of our other senior leadership. And as we work with all of the subsidiaries to, enhance their individual P&Ls, as we're working through the consolidation, it's important as we look at divisionalizing solar, roofing, EV. And we've been bringing a lot of new leaders in to these subsidiaries that fit with where we're going. As Pablo mentioned, we're doing as much in sales in a quarter right now as we were in a year last year. So Pablo can talk a little bit about some of the new senior leadership that we've put in place at some of our subsidiaries, USA Solar Networks included.
Yeah, we're really driving a push into our talent asset indicator, right? Bringing in talent that are going to just drive our growth. So as an example, we brought on a NASDAQ veteran CEO to run as our COO into USA Solar Networks. Just that company alone has $50 million in construction right now. So when you add up all the different talent that Troy's discussing here, also with the cross-pollination, because I really want to take a little bit of time on that. Balance as an example. Balance, the company that Troy runs, worked with USA Solar Networks, and out of that we were able to create a huge opportunity in an island called the Lagos Islands. Relationships they had with the infrastructure that we had. We're working with the President's office in the Lagos Islands. We've been commissioned to drive electricity to the island that just works off diesel fuel. So it's a marquee project, real excited for it. And really, it's that cross-pollination. We would have never got there without balance.
We're seeing the same thing right now as we blend our business to consumer business to business and business to government sectors of our company. So as you know, we acquired a company in February, I believe, of 2021, Pacific Lighting and Energy Management, PLEMCO. And Pablo just worked through an exhaustive search for a new CEO there who starts this week. His name's Brad Reinhardt. And so what we're seeing is the synergy across our solar business, our roofing business, our green energy business, creating very large commercial opportunities that are umbrella opportunities on top of our regular kind of, I'd like to say, hamster wheel revenue, you know, in our business to consumer and retail solar. I'll let Pablo talk a little bit about the Callaway Farms project.
100-year generational farming institution, 20,000 acre facility in northern Arizona. The utility wanted to charge them $1 million per mile to drive utility infrastructure. They're 20 miles away, so it was going to cost them $20 million just to get the utility over there. We brought in a partner, technology partner, included with solar, that provides 4 alternative energy solutions that's self-sustaining, off the grid. It's a huge $36 million microgrid project that's literally under design and engineering right now, and it's an exciting project because that type of technology we're also taking to the Lagos Islands. So.
Yeah, okay. You're able to help people get energy that maybe it was either prohibitively expensive before. You mentioned cross-pollination and ecosystem. So, and I kind of then was just thinking about the infrastructure bill that just got passed. I mean, that has to be helping you.
Oh my goodness. So almost every component that they're driving into alternative energy, one helps specifically PLEMCO, one helps specifically USA Solar Networks. It is riddled for our business in there, how it can help us drive, which really, we drive a compelling story, which is let us help you get cheaper energy that doesn't affect, negatively impact the earth. So it's a positive on top of a positive.
Yeah. Well, and the EV charging stations, isn't there like a ton of money in this bill for that?
There is, and we just closed another big deal, just to mention some of our large deals. What we're working on with a hotel chain, starting in Portland and looking to potentially put EV chargers in 200 hotels just within this one division of their business across the country, and then that would catapult us into the rest of this is large hotel conglomerates, all of their brands. And so we're also looking at EV charging stations, working with the government at national parks and things like this. We've got some other exciting things. I don't know if I can let the cat all the way out of the bag yet.
You can do that for next.
I want to.
Next time.
It's hard to hold it in.
I think one of the things that goes unmentioned in the synergy and cross-pollination is the culture. What we're starting to see now, moving through the year of all these acquisitions, is the human component. The great people that work at all of our subsidiaries getting to know each other, and then the increases in productivity that culture brings is so important. So for me, I'm a culture guy, so it's really exciting to see that productivity uptick.
I mean, you still have the human side of it is so important too. Okay, so finally, just what's on the horizon? If you both could weigh in on that, Pablo, go first.
Sure. So for me, the money's always in the money. Right? Our competition in the public space, they own their own capital. Providing lending institutions. So we are structuring our capital, and we're going to go to market with our own lending solutions also. Own that paper for 25 years. It's beautiful on the balance sheet.
It's interesting.
We're starting to see that play out in some of our large solutions that we mentioned here, the Lagos deal, the Callaway Farms deal, as we're looking at things with our EV charging. It's so important as we centralize our shared services organization, which has really taken shape over the last 6 months as we've consolidated our accounting functions and moved through this recent audit. We want to do the same thing with our finance division. So Pablo's leading a strong charge there, and operationally, it's going to give us a competitive advantage, and that's one of the things we're looking for, to really help propel our corporation forward.
It's exciting to see the company. I mean, go from solar roofing to just this whole kind of energy, renewable energy company. So it's been exciting for me to watch because I've known Dave for a few years. So
yeah, we love it.
Yeah.
And hi Dave, wherever you're at.
All right, thank you, Pablo and Troy.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.